Looky, it is haul time. One of the reasons this haul looks quite as horrific as it does is because it technically includes my birthday haul. So my birthday was in January, but I didn't get around to unboxing it straight away. And here we are a few months later and I've accumulated a few more boxes. We've got new, we've got pre-owned, we've got new releases, we've got me trying to catch up on some series. We've got a whole load in here. And I can't wait to show you everything. It might not be completely obvious how large some of these boxes are, but they are pretty large, especially this one down here, which is really, really heavy as well. So we're gonna see how we do opening all this. Also, all of these, I believe, are pre-orders. Usually when they come in individual packets, they're usually pre-orders, not always, but like, for me personally, it's like 80% of the time. While we're here, shall we start with these? Let's start with these. So as you can probably see, all of this has come from Scifier. If you're interested in anything I have picked up, do check out Scifier and use code Caketinz for 5% off your order. So yeah, this is a couple of months worth, including my birthday haul, including some manga technically from Ben, which makes it a little less bad. And hopefully some, oh my gosh, and hopefully some pre-orders. If I can ever get in, this bodes well for the first packet, doesn't it? Oh, it's a plastic wrapped. Oh my gosh, some bookmarks fell. First volume in this haul is Outbride Volume 7, keeping up to date with my Steamship titles. This one has slightly improved for me personally. It is still incredibly questionable. I don't know if part of it is just in comparison to all the other Steamship titles there are. This one isn't the worst, which isn't great. It's also one of the longest ones, I believe. I think the next longest I've got is like Ladies on Top, which seem to release really quickly in comparison. Don't really know how to put everything. Let's just put it down there and hope. This one is heavy and also already slightly torn. Okay, in here we have, oh yes, First Night with the Duke Volume 7. That is a chunky volume. This is the final volume in the series and we are so glad to see it. As if you don't know, the publisher, Net Comics, announced during December in 2024 that their platform was going to stop, and it was so unclear, vague, and no one really knew what was happening, and people were like, are they going to finish publishing this? Because Volume 6, people had a lot of issues with. My Volume 6 pre-order got cancelled. It didn't seem to be around anywhere. My 7 pre-order didn't get cancelled, and then 6 did seem to pop up, and 6 is now also back on Scifier where it got taken down. If you go to the Netcomics site now, it does say that them closing down their digital platform won't affect their physical publishing, which is interesting. I assume the arms are just so far apart from each other. But anywho, really glad to actually have it after all the uncertainty. My understanding is Volume 7 is just side stories, so at least even if they hadn't done 7, I'd have been able to complete the story, but hey, I've got 7. Also, March is manhwa month, so I'm going to try and complete this. We are not very far in. Ooh, The Inconvenient Life of an Arousing Priestess, a Tokyo pop with a title that sounds quite beautiful to me. Now, I should be like, oh no, it's not plastic wrapped, it can't be smarty. It's okay, Tokyo pop don't plastic wrap anything, so it could still be incredibly smarty for all I know. I'll find out when I read it. Even though it is manhwa month in the server, I do still tend to read outside of the challenge themes. I just kind of read whatever I fancy, but use the themes to help like guide me basically. Will this one go well too? No. Oh, I think it's another Tokyo pop. It is. We've got some bookmarks stuck inside. It is The Margrave's Daughter and the Enemy Prince. Oh, I was like, is that more subtitle? No, it's by the person who made it. Another, at least Tokyo Pop are improving their spines. That makes me happy, because Tokyo Pop spines, some of them are a bit not good. I feel like they've learnt. Excellent. I do feel like sometimes these sort of series from Tokyo Pop end up being quite like bland. So it's not really that great and they all start to blur together, but I do still enjoy them for that, so I'm quite excited to have another couple. This one I had accidentally opened because I hadn't realised it was Sci-Fi at first. So this one wasn't a pre-order, but I'm still very happy. It is Wake Up Sleeping Beauty Volume 3 and it is the last volume I need to complete Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. I had 1, 2, 4, 5 and 6, so I completed 6 volumes and it's now complete. In February I read lots of short shoujo and josei series, like trying to wrap up ones that I had for a while, and if I had this is probably one that I would have read as well. I'll probably come to it in a future month though at this point. Okay, now let's start. We have 4 boxes and this. Maybe we do this first. This like envelope. So I haven't had a parcel like this from Scifier in a while where it's like come in an envelope. See how many layers there are. That was 1 layer. I think I tackled that wrong. That's 2 layers and some more bookmarks. Oh, they're a different texture, they're like matte. And this is the 3rd layer. Oh, you see what it is? I'm so happy. I mean, oh. On top, we have the most beautiful series there is, alongside the Beanie Boys. We have Villains Are Destined to Die Volume 7. I adore this series. One reason I am doing this unboxing right now, and I am slightly rushing it, is because it is March 1st, and we're doing manhwa March. I wanted to read this so bad, and I want this to be my first March read so bad. Look at Penelope. Oh my god. I am so excited and happy. I have actually got this volume in Korean. I am very naughty. I keep telling myself I can't start picking up series in multiple languages because I just don't have the space for that. Need to prioritize English. But there's a special collector's edition of these, and they come with like bonus merch, so I feel like that's slightly alright. That's gonna be okay. So this came out in Korea in August. So yeah, but I've not opened it. I've been good. I want to read it in English first. So excited! I'm so happy! It does look like we have got a lot of manhwa in this parcel though, which is excellent for manhwa March. Next we have Tied to You Volume 4, which is the final volume of the series. I think I've said a few times there have not been... Is it the final one? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. I haven't really read to completion many manhwa series yet. A lot of them are coming to completion, or I've got like the final volumes in these boxes, but I have not yet myself read many to completion. This is probably going to be one of the first ones, and I quite look forward to it. I'm not counting one-shots because there's like Your Letter, which is a one-shot from Ice Press. I'm not counting that because it's a one-shot. This will probably be my first complete one. There are a few others I do hope to read and complete in March. I hope this is angsty. Next, this is something I believe I picked up in Sci-Fi Daily Deals, and it is Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it is the 5th Omni. Now all the others are 3-in-1s, this one is 2-in-1 because it only had 14 volumes. I have the rest of them, so this is now complete. It is a series I've been picking up for Ben, and I would like to try and get to it one day because it is a classic. I mean, I surprisingly know quite a lot about it, even though I've never read or watched it in any way, but I am very glad to now have the last one so I can at least get Ben to read it. We have another manhwa because it does seem like this is what this parcel is. It is King the Land, and I got confused. I was like, why is it King the Land? A new one, and it is by 7 Seas. This one, I am very blind about this, except lots of people were very excited when it did get announced for an English release. Very excited. Another one for March. Villainess Turns the Hourglass Volume 6. That is such a good, nice colour. It's like a bit more bluey purple compared to the last couple. I have really enjoyed the revenge plots in this. I do think it dipped a bit towards the beginning. Volume 1 was great, and then it really took a bit of a nosedive for me personally. It has very much picked up, and I am living for the revenge, living for it. I'm looking forward to every volume now. We have some stuff that isn't manhwa. We have Summer Hikaru Dive Volume 3. Believe this was in the Sci-Fi Daily Deals. It was a series I wasn't crazy about, and I do believe I am the only one. Everyone else has seemed to really like it, and that is great. It's just not my kind of thing. Bit too creepy for me. So I'm still trying to pick them up, but I'm primarily waiting for them to appear in daily deals. I think I got Volume 4 in a daily deal, so I just actually need to get Volume 2. I think they're very pretty covers. I love this like sunset gradient kind of going on. My Contract with the Apothecary Monster Volume 1, another Tokyo Pop, another one that I'm not sure if it's going to be outstanding, but it's probably one or the sort of thing I'll still enjoy. It's quite a pretty cover though as well, isn't it? Formerly the Fallen Daughter of the Duke Volume 6, I feel like these are getting quite slow releasing unfortunately. Really have enjoyed this isekai. I've enjoyed oh, we got some pricing stickers on the back. I've enjoyed how we really bitten onto the gaming isekai element with this one, though I did get very annoyed at an earlier volume. I'm glad to have another one now. Now we're on to the boxes. Let's just do this one because it's here, I guess. I don't think it's bigger than the one beneath. I think it's more squared off, whereas the one beneath is more rectangular. I need to get my kite thing. Let's see what's in this one. I don't fully remember at this point because placed a few orders alongside Ben between early January and mid-February. More cardboard. Ooh! We are starting off nicely with a manhwa on top. We have got My Gently Raised Beast Volume 9, and this is another final volume. It is the final volume in this series, and I have held off reading the last couple so I could read them all together because I had been really fond of this one. This volume is quite thin in comparison and in general for an Eyes Press, which is interesting. I assume It felt like it was too much to go into the previous volume, but like it's a bit thinner. So just under 200 pages, and I usually find Ice Press can quite easily go over 300 to show you just how much less there is in it. Oh, the price has not changed. On top here, got more bookmarks. So this one here was definitely a daily deal because I remember it. We have Cardcaptor Sakura Volume 3 of the Collector's Edition. I read Volume 1 during Clamp Month last year, and I've been like trying to do my best to pick up more to be able to read more of it for Clamp Month this year. I had really enjoyed Volume 1, like a lot, so I really wanted to grab more. Okay, so it begins with the fight with the bubble wrap. I forgot there's light novels in here for Ben's birthday, which was last week. So there were quite a few light novels, I don't remember exactly what, but we have two here. We have Classroom of the Elite Volume 3 and Kuma Bear Volume 8. What he's primarily asked for is for me to try and fill in gaps for him, especially for series he wants to read more of. In this case, these are two he has quite high up his hit list. He has like read all the volumes of Kuma Bear he can read, and he really likes it, just he needs more. Though it doesn't take very long to go through one of these books, because they're not very big, and it's quite big font compared. Next we have the second Omni of Red River. I had very good intentions of trying to read this during February. I ran out of time out of reading everything else that I did and falling sick for a week. So it's still on my hit list to read in the next few months, but I just unfortunately didn't get to it when I really hoped to. Next we have Colette Decides to Die, and this is the second Omni. I did manage to read the first one during February. I have some opinions on it. I'll talk more in my February reading vlog when I managed to film that, probably in the next day or two. I did quite like it, but I do think there are a few things I'd like to talk about in a bit more detail in the vlog. I'm still very, very happy to see that they are publishing series like this, even if they are in Omni format, and I am a singles gal at heart. At least it is available. So much stuff! We have another Classroom of the Elite novel. This one is Volume 7. We also have Mushoku Tensei Volume 5 of the light novel, another one that is quite high up Ben's hit list to read. Daily report about my Witch Senpai Volume 4, continuing to be ecstatic about the fact that due to popular demand this series came back, because I simply adored Volumes 1 and 2. I'm just absolutely grateful and happy. It's so much joy that it is returning. Sakamoto Days Volume 15. Staying up to date. I do intend to try and do some binging of Shonen Jump series. I've been doing quite good so far this year with my Shoujo Beat series. So Shonen Jump is probably what I'm going to hit a bit later half of the year, I hope. The L Sisters Can't Wait for the Night Volume 1, a new release from Seven Sleeves / Ghost Ship imprint. I don't have high expectations, but I usually adore these sort of trash Ghost Ship titles. Saga of Tanya the Evil Volume 24. I believe this was probably in the daily deals because I'm not rushing to pick this series up and I have quite a few gaps. I can't believe how far along this is and how many volumes I'm still missing. First print October 24, so yeah, gosh. I think I'm missing another like 8 volumes before I'd have a clear run to that though. Blood Knight Market Volume 1. Honestly, no nothing. I wondered if it was going to be a ghost ship. It is not. Something vampires. Excellent. That's all I need. Do-Over Damsel. The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor Volume 4. I'd really enjoyed Volume 1 and I've just not gotten to reading the rest of the volumes I have yet. I've just noticed like how bad the spine is. Can you see how bad that spine is? Because I noticed that like it's going onto the cover like that. Oh my gosh. There, you can see that's quite bad. Gosh, that is quite bad. Wow, oh dear. Oh my gosh, there's 2 more of these? How much did I get? And we've still got many boxes to go. Oh dear, forgive me. We do have a bunch of light novels in this one as well. Kuma Bear Volume 9, Mushoku Tensei 8, and Apothecary Diaries, the light novels 1, 3 and 4. So hopefully 2 is in the other packet that's underneath this one. I wasn't sure if Ben would be outright interested in this, but I've heard very good things about the light novels, so I thought, it'll be fine, he'll enjoy it. Interesting, these are Square Enix. I'm not sure if these are Ben's first Square Enix light novels. Interesting if they are. Also interesting if they're not. I'm quite easily interested. Okay, next we have No Longer Allowed in Another World 3. This was probably a daily deal because I don't have Volume 2, and I'm usually pretty good at not going completely random for like non-deal volumes. I usually try to increment or stay with new releases if I'm paying like 3 for 2 prices. Volume 1 was an interesting read, but not interesting enough for me to try and stay up to date, hence it's become a sale section series for me. I Swear I Won't Bother You Again 5. I don't even know if I'm going to read this one yet. I do enjoy it, but it releases a volume like every 2 years or so at this point, and they're very thin and they are very quick to go through, so I don't know what to do. The light novel is apparently complete. I can't remember exactly how many volumes. It's like 5 or 6. It's not a crazy amount, maybe even 4. So I don't imagine the manga series is going to be crazy long either. Maybe hitting 10, but that's still quite a few more volumes of this to go if that's the case. There is nothing worse than a slow releasing series, I feel. Next was a slightly naughty buy, and it was Sacrificial Princess and the King Beast volumes 10 and 12. They were both available on Scifier. They were both a little more than the rest of the series. These two do seem to be trickier to find than the rest for some reason. I assume that's why they ended up being cost more. Sometimes I believe my understanding is that if they have to source from their non-regular distributor, it ends up costing a little more, hence one of the reasons why it might cost more than, say, the rest of the series. This does now mean I am complete on this series and I can now read it. It was another one I vaguely hoped for Shoujo Month, but hey ho, I can still just read it later in the year now. The Sasuke and Miana Volume 10, the most recent release, has just come out. A very cute series. I did intend to try and get up to date with this one last year as well, and did not manage it. Not for any reason other than I'm a bit shit. I'm a bit shit, sorry, not this. So I will try and remedy that this year. Very excited to see this. I saw this one and it was pre-owned, though I do think I have seen copies of this. Very happy to see this one because it is a volume I've vaguely been hunting for a few years now, and it is 07 Ghost Volume 4, and it is the last one I needed. I had a gap, I have the rest of the series, just need Volume 4. And now I have it, and it does look like it's a reprint because it has got $8.99 on the back, and they only did that about a year or so ago. Wonderful news! Last one here is Noragami 27. That is also a chunker of a volume. This is the final volume of Noragami. I have held off reading, I think, 25 and 26 in anticipation of completing the series, binging a few together. Noragami is a series that I started reading like 10 years ago? 10 years? 8 years ago? It was pre-COVID, it was redoing all my content stuff. I remember a friend had watched some of the anime or something and really liked it and recommended it, and I started picking it up and then binged a bunch one day when I was really sick. And I do feel a bit bittersweet seeing these series that I started so long ago, pre-content, wrapping up. I feel like they hit a lot harder than series I've started picking up and reading post making content, so I'm a little sad about this one, to be honest. But at least it's a nice chunky one. Thanks, Caketinz. And thank you for keeping it the same price. Last one in here. We have some more light novels to share, and we have Trapped in a Dating Sim 4. This actually fills a gap for Ben, so he can continue reading this. Oh, we have that Apothecary Diaries. We have the second one, so yeah, thank goodness he has 1 to 4 of this. World's Strongest Rear Guard, Labyrinth Countries, Novice Seeker, Volume 5. Another one where he was like quite surprised at how much he enjoyed it when he read it. Though we were talking about comparing the manga versus the light novel, and it sounds like there are decent differences between the two, which I do also find really interesting. We have another Classroom of the Elite. This one is Volume 5. I think he now has a decent run of this series now. Another Mushoku Tensei, this time is the Volume 4 of the light novel. Okay, I think that's the light novels. We're on to the manga. We have Pet Shop of Horrors, the collector's edition, a new release from Seven Seas, and they are, yeah, bringing back this old school series in a new, reasonably priced in comparison to the out of print version by Tokyo Pop version of this. I had started picking this up secondhand, the original one, but I'm still very happy that they are doing a collector's. My preference is new collector's editions as opposed to trying to find out of print copies. I mean, I wasn't paying crazy prices. It was like a few pounds a volume, so I'm not heartbroken. What I'll do with those volumes now, I have no idea. I'm not really that fussed about keeping 2 sets of a series apart from one. Legend of Zelda. And these do look quite nice, and I'll be honest, I don't know if it's controversial or hot take, I have no idea, but I prefer the spines on these compared to the Tokyo Pop ones. I do prefer singles overall, but I'll take this. It's a very nice cover. Look forward to this. Next, I think this was a daily deal, and it is Detroit Become Human, Tokyo Stories, Volume 1. I thought this might be one Ben might be interested in, because it's based on a game, I believe. I can't remember if it's a game he's played, though. Tokyo Babylon Volume 5. This was also in the daily deal, so I really did nab it. I still have not yet picked up Volume 4, because Volume 4 does not want to drop in price for some reason. It is always above £10 on Scifier. I don't think I can name a single time I've been into Forbidden Planet or Travelling Man and I've seen a copy of Volume 4. I just don't see it in stores. so I'm just holding off really. I'll try and rush towards Clamp Month again to try and read more of it, but I thought at least grab the one that was on sale at least. Not very long, I think it's only a few more volumes before this will be complete now. Condition Called Love, volume 11. Gosh, we're still going. Oh no, we got another spine bleed. Very cute. I am now very behind, so it's another one I'll probably binge a bunch of at some point. I was so excited about this volume. This was a used volume, but because there wasn't a huge amount of used stuff I wanted to pick up, I just threw it in my regular order, and that is Ralgrad volume 4, and this is the final volume of this series, and I am so happy because I've been hunting for it for a long time, and sometimes I see it in bundles, all 4 volumes, but I don't want all 4 volumes, I just want the volume 4. I wish to clarify, I don't think the series is very good, but it is based / inspired by one of my most favourite video games of all time. So just on the principle of that, I want to be able to finish reading it. But I do not recommend. I don't think it's very good. I'm just that in love with Blue Dragon, and I'm so happy to have it. Oh, next we have Fangs volume 3. This is a vaguely recent release. It came out towards the end of 2024. Very, very slow releasing. I don't even want to try and guess how long it was between volumes 2 and 3. I don't know, but I assume it's a very long time, but how people got all excited about volume 3 coming out. BL Vampires, 7th Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life, married to her worst enemy, volume 6. I've fallen a bit behind on reading this. I think I do have a couple of volumes to read of this now. A very fun back in time loop villainess mechanic. I do rather enjoy these. Lycoris Recoil, volume 1. I believe this was a daily deal. I decided to nab it. I am going in completely blind to this, know nothing about it at all in the slightest, except there might be a light novel, so maybe I can get that for Ben and we can read alongside each other. Final one in this box is I Was Reincarnated as the Heroine on the Verge of a Bad Ending and I Am Determined to Fall in Love, volume 2. I don't remember much about this one. There was a brief period late last year where I read a load of Tokyo Pop, like fantasy-esque romance series, and they did start to blur together, so I don't remember off the top of my head which ones I enjoyed and which ones I found very bland. I think I did slightly enjoy this one, but I'll find out when I go into it. The spine is sad though. It's a sad spine. We still have a wee bit to go, don't we? Gosh, goodness me. Let's do this stinky one next then. I think as well, when I record these for you, I edit them down, so it might not have been as crazy long, but usually it's like 2-3 times longer for me when I unbox them. My throat is dying. I need some water. I think this was a second-hand order, I think. We've got a bunch of light novels here. We've got 2 Grimgar Fantasy in Ash. We have 5 and 8 of that for Ben. This is definitely a hard to find light novel series nowadays, unfortunately. Though it is quite apparently known to be quite good, so Ben does want to read it, if we can find it for him. Another light novel is The Evil Queen's Beautiful Principles, volume 1. A nice looking villainess-esque evil light novel. A Woman Reborn. It's an isekai! Ah. Next I picked up some more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I had tried to primarily stick to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World and Duelist, but I started to go for some of the more recent ones. So we have volumes 1 and 2 of Zexal, and 2 and 3 of 5DS, and I have got, yeah, so there is a fair more. I've just opened up a big floodgate of more Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to try and pick up. Why did I do this to myself? Iceblade Sorcerers Shall Rule the World 7. Not started reading the series, so it is in my designated sale second-hand pile. All of these were really cheap. I did not spend very much on them. They were like a few pounds each. Some of them were a bit more than that when I really knew I wanted them, but I was only picking series like this up if they were like £4 or less. Strike the Blood volume 1. I only need 2 volumes of this to complete the manga, and one of them was volume 1. Believe it is complete at 10, though the light novel is complete like some point in the 20s. So I'm interested to see how they wrap it up in the manga. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Sword Oratoria volume 1. Picked up so much of this series in sale sections, primarily Traveling Man, I think, but I have been missing volume 1, so very happy to be able to nab it. It's very thick, especially compared to some of the later volumes in this series. We have a Puella Magi Suzune Magica, and it is volume 2 of that. This is very much a pre-owned series for me. Well, to be fair, the whole Puella Magi cohort is. There's so many spin-offs and subtitles. It's like a beautiful puzzle, and I adore collecting it in a real backwards weird way. So I'm really excited to get more of these. Cocoon Entwined Volume 1. If this is complete at 4, then I am complete. But I think I've been working backwards in collecting this. I think I got volume 4, then volume 3, then volume 2, then now volume 1. At least I can start reading it. I understand it to be a GL, and Pride Month is beginning to come up because the months are going by way too quickly. So I look forward to jumping into this then. Lieslot, Lotte, and Witch's Forest. Forgive how I pronounced that. I keep seeing this pop up, and I had Witch in the title and I got all excited, so I decided to nab it. Know nothing about it or how many volumes there are. I'll find out when I start reading it and get into it. Final pre-owned volume in this box is My Cat is Such a Weirdo, volume 3. Very much endeavouring to try and pick up as many cat-related series as I can because I just love kitties and cats so much. And cats are weirdos. Oh, it's in colour! That's so cute! I love dumb, silly comedy cat 4 comas. Oh, and then here in the bottom we have a bunch more bookmarks. Some of these are ones I don't recognise. And that's the pre-owned box, though there might be a couple mixed into some of these. 2 boxes left, and they are both right chunkers. So I think we'll start with the smaller one first. If I can figure out how to open this. Is it like one of these ones? I hate this style. They're so confusing to open and I'm so easily confused. Ooh. All of this packaging. Start out. Hopefully my cats don't eat it. It's got a bunch more bookmarks in here. Okay. I think this might be one of the first orders I did because I am not recognising a lot of this. On top we have Seraph of the End, volume 31, staying up to date. I can't believe how long it's getting. My Dad's the Queen of All VTubers, volume 2. Hopefully volume 3 is in here as well. I quite liked volume 1, it was really silly, and it's complete at 3. Also published by Caketinz Books if you're interested in a different type of manga publisher. Oh, as is this one, Gacha Girls Corp Volume 1. Never heard of this one until I saw it when I searched for Caketinz Books, so thought I'd give it a go. I hope it's really damn like the VTuber one. Vampire Dormitory Volume 12, staying up to date. I'm very mixed feelings on the fact that this series is continuing past 10 volumes. Bit saddened. I think it could have wrapped nicely, but they decided to keep going, and I've not yet ventured into what the new arc is. Officers in Love Volume 3. This is complete at Volume 3 from my understanding, so I can now complete it. I loved Volume 1 so much. I loved it so much. It was so nice, it was so cute, it made me like giggle while reading it. So I was really excited to read 2 and 3 together. I've held off reading my Volume 2 specifically to wait for this one. Hate Me But Let Me Stay, Volume 1. I've seen a lot of hype for this one in the Dudette Discord server, so I thought I'd try and nab it. I've not been able to find Volume 1 in store, so I did wait to find it listed online. Plastic wrapped, so yeah. Oh, BL as well, because of the flower on the back from 7 Seas. Eden 030. I think it's been a hot while since I had a new volume of this. I'm a few volumes behind, but I don't think I'm that crazy behind considering I've not read a volume in a while. I have kind of decided to wait till it now finishes in English print before I continue reading more, because I definitely think this and Fairy Tail, both by the same person, were good series to binge volumes for. So I'm going to wait till it's complete and then read it then. That is such a cool cover though. I don't often enjoy sideways covers, but I do love a everyone's here kind of moment. Natsume's Book of Friends volume 30. Trying to stay up to date with this one considering how tricky it is to find earlier volumes, and I don't want to fall into that pit later deciding to pick it up in a few years time and I can't find them. So I'm trying to stay up to date with this one now and wait for earlier volumes to trickle in reprints, which sometimes they seem to. They do seem to be starting to pop up a little bit on Blackwell's, and my past experience with the series is once they start to occasionally pop up for Blackwell's, give it another 6 months to a year and they do start to become a bit more readily available. It's what I am hoping is going to happen with this one. If not, no worries, I just don't want to pay crazy prices for it. Eminence in Shadow Volume 11. This is such a fun isekai, again, bit behind. Hope to try and read some during Isekai month. Ben also wants to read the light novel, maybe he'll again read it with me. Pandora Hearts Volume 7, I believe this was actually in the daily deals. I feel like I'm piecemealing this series together at the moment. Every now and again a volume appears in daily deals and Scifier, and I know it. I have like 10 volumes of this now, which is at least something. I am making progress. Time for another parcel. Oh, there was a naughty. This is the naughty. It is called Dreamy Handfuls, and that's all you're allowed to see. I swear, Faku are getting thinner and thinner, but the prices aren't. So yeah, welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Volume 11. I hadn't realised this series was on like 30 plus volumes. Oh my gosh. I still really love it. I think it's great. Humor's beautiful, and it's always a delight to read. I do love Grand Pappy. Children of the Sea Volume 2, I did kind of just pick up, oh, Children of the Sea Volume 2 and 4. I picked them up because they were there. I understand at least one of the volumes of the series is a bit trickier to find, maybe Volume 5. I'm okay with that. I'm happy to wait, bide my time, and see if they do reprints, or at least a short run of reprints. If not, I'll keep looking for it pre-owned. Mages of the Library Volume 3. I think this was another daily deal. So happy though, because I needed this to fill a gap. So now I have at least a clear run of this series again. These are so thick and chunky, and I don't think they like up the prices for it either. Beautiful. And it is also a beautiful series. Urusei Yatsura 11. I picked this up because I think it was actually a decent price. I am missing a few more, but they weren't as decently priced, so I'm holding off. This is now complete at 17 of these like chunky volumes. And it's such a classic series. I can't wait to read this one. Alpha Wolf Girl and Omega Wolf Boy Volume 2. Again, staying up to date with my steamship titles. This was such a raunchy, uncensored bundle of goodness. Red flag galore, but yeah, I do like it when the steamship's like actually steamy, because so many of them are like so tepid. I mean, so many of them also don't even get plastic wrapped, so I do like them when they get a bit more aggressive. Hardcore. Volume 3 of My Dad is the Queen of VTubers, and yeah, I think that is the final one. Yep, stunning finale. Very silly, very funny, nothing serious, just light-hearted silliness. Call Girl Another World Volume 8. I need one more to complete this, and it is already out, but I've just not rushed to pick it up. A very silly, light-hearted series, considering the topic, I guess. But yeah, I've just not really rushed at this point, but I would like to complete it. Someday I'll Fall For You Volume 1. I think this is only a 2-volume series. Lots of people seem to have enjoyed it who have read it, so I look forward to reading it myself. Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 5, another series I am piecemealing seemingly through Sci-Fi's daily deals, because they do occasionally keep popping up. I'd say like every other order or so, I see another one I don't have. So just taking my time, especially because it's now on the approach to like 20 plus volumes in the manga, so, and multiple spin-offs too, so yeah. Taking my time getting them cheap. Another Natsume's Book of Friends. This one is volume 29. Yeah, I must have fallen a volume behind, so I've grabbed the two of them to keep up to date. Because yeah, I don't want to have to pay crazy prices. Wanted before One Piece. This is a one-shot of, yeah, the original story that launched One Piece. So it's a one-shot from, yeah, Eiichiro Oda for One Piece. Looking forward to reading it. I love One Piece. I want to end this Love Game Volume 4. I'm not sure if this is a series I'm going to rush to stay up to date with anymore and instead focus on sale or pre-owned. It's not bad, I'm finding it so hard to not compare it to Kaguya-sama Love is War, which I do believe is better than this one, and it's kind of a similar premise. I don't know yet. Villainess Guide to Not Falling in Love 3. This is a villainess series that has not quite properly gripped me yet, but it is still villainess, so I do kind of love it still. I feel like it really has its ups and downs. There were like parts of volumes I really like, and then parts of volumes I really don't like, and it just... In the Name of the Mermaid Princess Volume 4, decided to wait till I have all of the volumes of this before I read it, because I think I'd enjoy doing a nice binge of this one, and it's not a very long series, 7 or 9 I believe. Nice rainbow colours though, really nice rainbow colours. Goku Rakugai Volume 3. Have not yet started this one, but it is on my Shonen Jump series to hit later in the year. Last package in this box, and then we're on the Beastie box. Oh no, there's another naughty! Oh my gosh. Is that a wedding dress? This one is called Loads of Love, and there is definitely lots of love on this cover. Oh my god, I missed another one. There is another one. Here you go. This is what you can see. See a little bit of a face, and that's it. And this one is press. It's so slidey. Oh, we have a light novel. Is it wrong to pick up dungeons? Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon 17? I don't think this fills a gap, but it was, I think, in the daily deals, and is at least a volume he doesn't have. But it's a series he's already collecting, so he can't be mad at me. Neighborhood Story Volume 4, and this is the last one. It's complete at 4, I think. Yep, it is complete at 4. I love the bright, vibrant rainbow spines. So pretty. Our Dating Story, The Experienced You and the Inexperienced Me Volume 1. This is by Panini Manga, which I think are vaguely new. As in, I think Panini have published and are quite well known in regards to graphic novels, and they are starting to do manga a bit more. Oh, it's got It's got the flaps. It's got the flaps. That's quite neat, especially when the RRP is $9.99. I do like when we get an RRP in pounds. A lot of the newer ones are doing it in pounds. What's interesting, it's got Square Enix on the back there. What Square Enix got in relation to this then? I nabbed it to try a Panini volume, though I think Kingdom Hearts is now under the Panini publisher now as well, but I look forward to trying it. My Dearest Patrolman Volume 2, complete at 3. I have actually since ordered Volume 3, so I'm going to wait to read any more until I have all 3. Lady and the Butler Volumes 1 and 2. I've seen a lot of love for this series on Instagram especially, so I am deciding to get into it and give it a go. Oh, I like that it says on the back where I assume that's where the English digital copy is from. Leshin. Yeah, excited for that, especially for manhwa March. Anything that's not Japan in origin March. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it though. Okay, next we have a couple of volumes that I had seen talked about, was interested in trying, and it is Oishinabo a la carte, and I have volumes, okay, I don't know which numbers they are, but we have Vegetables and The Joy of Rice. Now, I believe there were 6 or 7 that got printed in English before they stopped, and a good number of the others are harder to find, but I'm okay with that. I really love reading manga series in regard about food, so I was quite excited to learn about these, and I'm going to try and see what I can do about picking some more up. But Sci-Fi had these 2 available, so I just nabbed them. Next we have Windbreaker Volume 5, and I think this is just the next one that I needed. I decided to pick another one up because I'd like to try and binge a bunch of these if possible in the next couple of months. I've seen lots of hype, lots of people seem to really love the series. Final volume in this box is Revenge Mrs. Wrong Volume 4, and I do believe this is the final volume of the series. I have not enjoyed the steamship title. I found it very annoying and I don't like any of the characters, so I can't wait to see how it ends to get even more angry at it. Look, it's not even wrapped. It's not even wrapped up. Not wrapped up, and it's a steamship. A shame! Let's try and wiggle it closer to me. Where's my cutty thing? Let's see what's in here. As I said, I'd done a few orders over a few months, and I don't remember exactly what was in each of them. I think that one just was my first one though. So which one was this one? I like the variety of packaging we've had in all of these. I wonder if it's a different person or what, because I think it has been different in almost every single one. Thick bubble wrap. Some card, bookmarks if they count as packaging. Let's get into it then. Start from the top. I think this might have been an early February order, or mid-February order. First off, this is going to be next read after Villains Are Destined to Die. It is Remarried Empress Volume 9. Absolute banger of a manhwa, been really enjoying it. What a beautiful cover. Guess a little bit of a spoiler, though I guess it's also in the title, so maybe not crazy spoilery. I can't wait for this one. I've been looking forward to this one. Gonna have a little flick through that you're not allowed to look at. Ooh. Next we have I See Your Face Turned Away Volume 3. Hopefully Volume 2 is in here. Now, it may just so happen that I ordered 2 and 3 before I read Volume 1, but I have since read Volume 1. It was a good read. I felt a bit sad by the end of it. Again, I'll go into more detail in my February reading vlog, but I have mixed feelings on this one. I'm a bit annoyed. I read this, Volume 1 of this and Volume 1 of another series, Gazed at My Star Next Door or something like that, and I didn't buy the rest of those volumes that were out, and I kind of regret doing it this way around because that one was feel good. This one got me a bit sad. Oh well, another order I guess. That's a joke, by the way. Next we have Sketchy Volume 4, and hopefully 2 and 3 are also in here. Can we appreciate the neonness of this volume? That is beautifully neon. Volume 1 surprised me at how much I quite enjoyed it. I usually am a bit mixed on the fence when it comes to series like that, with a bit more like real life sadness, I guess. Sometimes I don't want to read about real life sadness, I want to not feel a bit sad. But I actually did enjoy it, and I enjoyed reading a bit about skateboarding and learning about skateboarding and following along with a beginner trying to learn how to skateboard. So I think I look forward to reading more, and hence I picked up the rest of what was out. 5 isn't out at the time I'm recording / when I ordered this. Oh, these are all steamship titles. Excellent. I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Betrothed Volume 2. Mixed feelings, a bit annoyed at it. I Can't Refuse S Volume 5. Why is she always crying? Also, I'm not sure this should be plastic wrapped. They barely do anything. And Loved by My Two Fiancés Volume 2. Is this complete? No, it's not, but it's not long, this one. Also, this was weird to read Volume 1. It was not what you quite expect. You're like, yeah, I'm very excited. Maybe I'll read them all tonight after Villains and Remarried Empress and Tie to You. I have so much I want to read! Time for another bar. We have Dr. Slump Volume 6. Some of these have started to get reprints very slowly, and I'm just sweeping them up as and when they do. There might be another couple of volumes in here, but we have at least this one. The Summer You Were There Volume 6. This is a series that Liddy has recommended to me. I believe this is the final volume. It is very chunky. We like a chunky volume. She keeps telling me how much she cried while reading it, and I'm just like, why do you want me to read this? I might hold off till Pride Month, because the GL and all. But I don't want to cry. Why does Liddy want me to cry? I don't want to cry. I'm going to do these two together, not necessarily because they're like completely related, but I actually read volume 1 of both these series in the same evening, and I feel like they're kind of very loose, similar for me in my mind, in that they're like light-hearted high school romances. So we have Tiger and Dragon Volume 2 and Diary of a Female Lead 2. I think out of the two, I did prefer Tiger and Dragon. There is like a awkward, I was gonna say three-way, not a three-way. Love triangle as an awkward triangle, not a three-way. Oh my gosh, it's not even plastic wrap. Experience on both, they're fine. They are pleasant reads, just nothing like outstanding about them gripped me. But they were pleasant enough. I've enjoyed my time reading them, so I'll continue to do so. Next we have My Kitten is a Picky Eater Volume 2. As I often say, I am soft very much for series with cute little kitties in them. Though it did start off a little sad, it did very much pick up by the end of the Volume 1. I talk a bit about it more in my January reading vlog, so I look forward to more. Look how happy the little kitty is. As we have Fire in His Fingertips Volume 6. Considering it took years for us to get Volume 5, it's interesting how quickly we've managed to get Volume 6 in comparison. I also quite am amused by the fact that it still has the Ghost Ship imprint on the spine, even though on their website it is under the steamship line when you look at the steamship section. But when this first started coming out, there wasn't a steamship section, and it did come under Ghost Ship, and I wonder if they're just not changing that, I guess. Next we have a blind Volume 1 pickup, Monster Marriage Shop. It is potentially, as you might have guessed, a Ghost Ship, plastic wrapped. Yep, I am going in blind to this one. And then we have I Abandoned My Engagement because my sister is a tragic heroine, but somehow I became entangled with a righteous prince, Volume 2. I had really enjoyed the trope in Volume 1, though it did seem to kind of go through the tropes I like at quite a pace. And I look forward to how it continues in the second one quite a lot. Let's do this one. Ooh, Cat on the Hero's Lap Volume 4. This is the final volume of this series. I think reaches its climax. Usually that means it is. A very cute, light-hearted fantasy cat series. Nothing intense. Just cute, cozy, lovely vibes. Adore it. Yep, we have got another volume of Sketchy, Volume 2. Just quickly adjusted a little, but yep, we have Sketchy 2 in another beautiful shade. This one a wonderful purple. Here we have Tokyo Revengers 23-24, sorry, the 12th Omni, I guess. I haven't stayed up to date with picking this up because I've still not started reading it. I only pick it up when I see it sale second hand, and this was in the daily deal, so I did decide to nab it. We can't be that far from the end. At some point in the 30s, isn't it? There is not many more to go, though there seems to be many spin-offs appearing for the series. Oh, here we go, Volume 2 of I See Your Face Turned Around. So yes, I have 1, 2, and 3 of this now. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. I left Volume 12, sorry. I left picking these up, so opening these so long, I managed to pick up both 11 and 12 of this. Not that I'm overly complaining, do enjoy it. Next package. So we got some Manga in this one. Another Sketchy Volume 3. What a beautiful colour. It's probably one of my favourite colours. It doesn't look as green on camera, but it is kind of like a greeny, bluey, aqua colour, and I do love that colour a lot. Who Made Me a Princess Volume 8. Yeah, this is complete at 9, so there is only one more after this. 9 I think is out. I think I ended up not rushing to pick some of these up for a while, but I do think 9 of this is out, so it is a complete manner as well I could potentially read. The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, Volume 8. Another daily deals, another cat series, so yeah, I was definitely going to pick it up. I am already collecting the series, but I only have 1 to 5, so I have now made myself a gap, unfortunately. The Missing O Volume 1. It is a steamship, but it is also a manhwa from my understanding. And also, again, it does say, I think that's where it came from. This is also going to be quite high up my hit list for March reading, hopefully within the next week or so. When the Villainess Seduces the Main Heroine, Volume 2. I think this is complete at just 2. So this is it after this. a smutty GL, quite good. I was definitely shocked at some of the smut in volume 1. That you don't really see anything, it's more the words. The words were so smutty, it made me blush. SS Class Revival Hunter volume 2, another like stats-based fantasy series. Really enjoyed volume 1, can't wait to read volume 2 as well. Overgeared volume 6, another isekai fantasy heavy on the stats. Again, so excited. I'm so excited to catch up on some of these series this month. I'm so hyped for March. Absolutely love March. And we have a Villainess, Beware the Villainess volume 2. I'm not sure I'm a massive fan of the colouring, this sort of brownie colour. The first one was like a beautiful red. This one is fine, but I'm still super hyped for Villainess manhwa. Oh my gosh. Then we have Titan's Bride volume 6. I am behind on reading this, but Ben is up to date. Ben is more up to date with this than I am. He has said that unironically this is his favourite BL series, so take that as you will. Is an isekai. Yeah. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. As one in here, I had quite a few people recommend it to me, is Thunder 3 volume 1, and I am going in very blind. Don't know anything about it. I didn't even realise it was a manga at first from the cover when I saw it on Scifier. But yeah, going in very blind. 3 more. First we have Only I Know the World is Ending and Getting Killed by Rampaging Beast Only Makes Me Stronger, volume 1. Is it an isekai? No, it kind of looks like a Back in Time, ReZero meets Solo Leveling maybe. I'll see when I read it, but anyway, long titles, fantasy, that kind of thing, very up my street. Inside the Tentacle Cave, volume 4. This is my, it's very much a shame read. It is such a shame read. It is, yeah. Judge me, please do. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun volume 20. And I think 20 has been out for quite a while and I've just not picked it up because it hadn't dropped quite enough in price on Sci-Fi for me to nab it. I haven't been rushing to read the series for the past few months, so I am a few volumes behind anyway. It actually feels like quite a nice volume. It feels like it's been printed nicely. The cover feels crisp. Interesting. Cheerful Amnesia volume 4. This was in the daily deals. I'm missing volume 3. I have 1, 2 and now 4. I'm not sure if it's complete at 4. That cover feels a bit, yep, I'll go and check that. It's very cute, very cute. Akane Banashi volume 9, staying up to date. Again, another series I'm not sure I'm going to rush to stay up to date on. It's not again that I dislike it, I'm not sure it's really my kind of thing is in a written word format. I feel like it's something I'd enjoy more maybe as an anime, but I really do want to get into it. Oh, Inside the Tentacle Cave 3, okay. I hadn't realised I had ordered 3 and 4. I mean, that makes sense. For some reason I thought I already had 3. I do not. Here is 3. I have 3 and 4. Continue to judge me. I'm the Villainess, I'm taming the final boss, happily ever after. And this printing, that side feels really crisp, that side feels really smooth. You can almost tell on the camera. I'm not a fan of that, I'm worried it's going to fall out. So this is complete at 3 volumes. This, from my understanding, is side stories that came out in Japan vaguely recently. I adored this series and it is like my #1 want to read the light novel of, because the light novel is still going, or even the anime. I think the anime even goes past where the manga does. I really, really loved it and I was actually really excited. I do love they've continued the numbering, even though it has a subtitle, because it looks nicer in my spreadsheet. But Fairy, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense, volume 8. Another isekai I'm very fond of, and Ben has been enjoying his light novels, so I'm happy to have another volume. Don't feel like it releases very often nowadays. The most isekai doesn't, to be fair. Ghost, volume 2. I read that this series isn't actually very long. I'm not sure if it's complete at 2 volumes or it's complete at 3. Not sure which way, but it is not very long, so I think I might hold off reading this until it is now complete in English. Last volume on this is Usotoki Rhetoric volume 10, which is the final volume of this series. I am quite excited. I have quite enjoyed what I've read so far, and I'm kind of glad it doesn't feel like it's going to drag out too much. I'll find out when I binge the rest of the series now that I have the last volume. Next one. Okay, we have When I Became a Commoner, They Broke Off Our Engagement, volume 4. Mixed feelings on this series. Didn't enjoy volume 1, I did enjoy volume 2, was unsure on volume 3, so I'm interested in volume 4. Final Fantasy Lost Stranger volume 10. Hadn't realised after picking up volume 11 we didn't have volume 10. Ben was a bit bummed, so now we've got volume 10, so we can read the 2 of those together at least. The Gardener's Favourite Poison Flower, and I think this is a one-shot. It is so thick. It is so thick. It is also BL. says here at the bottom, BL, and M for mature. Why aren't you plastic wrapped then? It's too thick, I can't find the smut. Sounded like a really neat title. Let's be honest, most of the reason I went for it. Got another Dr. Slump, this time it's volume 7. A Cat from Our World and the Forgotten Witch, volume 4. This is complete at 5, so I'm kind of waiting to get a volume 5 to complete it now. That should be out soon, actually. Home Sweet Home, volume 1, a blind pickup. Seen a lot of people picking it up on Instagram though. Looks cute. I hope to enjoy it too. I quit my apprenticeship as a Royal Court Wizard to become a Magic Item Craftsman, volume 2. Volume 1 was fine. It was not outstanding at all, in my opinion. It was fine. See if volume 2 picks up for me. Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent, volume 1. Another one I see a lot of people picking up on Instagram and generally seems to be quite popular. So again, I hope to enjoy this one too. I was reincarnated as the villainess in a not a game, but the boys love me anyway, volume 6. I feel like we had a gap between 4 and 5, and now we've had this one not too long after. I was a bit worried, like, do I need to start holding off reading them again because I'm forgetting who's who? But I think it's been not too long a gap that I think I'm okay reading this one. And My Daddies Became Mates, volume 2, and I believe complete. I think it is only 2 volumes this. I got halfway through reading volume 1 and then got very distracted and forgot to go back and finish it. So I think I'll now try and read them together now at least. We're on our last box package thing, our last one. Ah, my throat. I want to read Villains so bad. If I'd like paused to read it, I'd have probably just not continued. I'd have just kept reading other things. I just kept hitting the camera. Ah! Okay, first off, this is actually a second-hand volume, and I think I paid like £2 or £3. It was so cheap. 5 centimeters per second. Interested in it, seen people talk about it a lot over the years, and I thought for that kind of price, I'm absolutely going to try it. And it's actually in pretty decent condition, especially the spine. Blue Lock 16. I really like Blue Lock, and they are continuing to play football games. Yeah. Delicious in Dungeon 14, the final volume. Very much love when they do that. I had not realised I didn't have 14 until Ben was like, where is 14? I wish to finish it. And I'm like, oh, balls. Here we go, finally, I have picked it up, so Ben can finish it, and eventually me as well. It is very much a cult classic series at the moment, isn't it? Next we have Checkmate Volume 2. This is another one that I hope to try and read during Manhwa March. I don't think I didn't manage to read Volume 1 during December like I hoped. Again, you can see where it's from, I guess. And I'm quite excited. I'm really excited. Ah! Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity 4. I had hoped to try and binge 1 to 3 in January and I completely failed. I'm not sure I'll get a chance in March, but maybe in April. Maybe in April. My Girlfriend's Not Here Today, Volume 3. Another series that Liddy Moon encouraged me to pick up and I have very much enjoyed. Very, very much. I look forward to another one of this one a lot. Okay, once again, remember, welcome to Judge Me. Isekai Affair. 10 years after defeating the Demon King, the hero cheats on his wife with a warrior woman who lost her husband, Volume 1. This sounds awful. I feel like it's going to be awful. There's going to be some kind of way they try to justify it, and I think it's just going to be awful. And yeah, I will tell you all about why it's awful when I read it. Next we have A Suitable Fetish Volume 2. This was actually Volume 1 was my first read of 2025. It was the first thing I read January 1st, and I did quite like it, though I'm a bit annoyed. Once again, it's a steamship that's not plastic wrapped. But yeah, I actually did quite like this one, and I hope to continue liking it the more I go in, and that it doesn't disappoint me. Next we have Hirayasumi, Volume 3. Again, not started reading this one yet. I hear on all accounts it's a very cute, pleasant series. I do very much look forward to getting to it. Again, maybe in the next few months. Final volume in the package, the box, and the haul is Drac, Volume 1. It looks vampire-y to me. It is from Kodansha. I'm in love with a human. Average high schooler falls for a delinquent, I guess, or the other way around. Excellent, excellent. Oh, I'll be honest, flipping through it looks a little bit more bloody than I expected. Yes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Caitlin, it's a vampire. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I've been reading a lot of vampire stuff recently, like shoujo stuff, and they're not weirdly that bloody. I'm weirdly excited now. Which makes me sound weird. Okay, I can't, just judge me, it's easier. And here we go, here is today's haul, my birthday haul, technically-ish, plus a few more. Some stuff for Ben as well, so Caitlin and Ben birthday haul. And Yuna knew exactly when we started recording. What a silly cat. Anyway, yes, this is my haul. I am so excited. So darn excited. I mean, there is so much new releases. I didn't do too much of like trying to catch up with a bunch of volumes for a series, apart from a few. Mostly lots of volume 1s and latest volumes in series. I am so excited. This year I've had such like an excitement to read, and I am like grabbing onto it and not letting it go. And a part of it is down to the challenges, a part of it is down to Storygraph. I'm going to do some follow-up videos talking about like finding a new lease on reading, and I've just been so excited to read. I love it. I'm just having the best time. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And remember, if you see anything that you're interested in, you can use code Caketinz on Scifier for 5% off your order. And as you can see, you can get your light novels as well if you're interested in those. Remember to join the Dudette Discord server. There's a link found down below, especially if you're interested in joining in our monthly challenges as well. We have a different theme every month of the year, and some fun bingo boards if you are trying to like get some inspiration on what to read. Remember to like and subscribe and check out my channel memberships for early access. Otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye! Okay, villains.